Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Ringo TV Reactions. We back again with another P. Diddy news update regarding the trial. As you know, they are pretty much focusing on jury selection, and it's something that is really interesting, to say the least, what's going on. But we got to talk about this thing because it's getting really crazy. So far, one juror was kicked out of the court because she pretty much was ready to throw Diddy under the bus. She was ready, and she didn't care, and they basically kicked her out of the court. Said no, you're supposed to be impartial, but she was like, heck no, I'm partial in judgment. I don't care. Something happened to my family and I want Diddy to fry. And that's basically what's going down, man. It's crazy, man. But Diddy is done, bro. Diddy is finished, man. And I'm gonna kind of talk to you a little bit about why. Have you ever thought about why they want you to do jury duty? Have you ever wondered why they select jurors? Well, let me give you the history to make you understand. Because a lot of you may not understand why they want you to be a juror. So I want to explain this to you. Back in the day, right? Back in the day when the Messiah walked the earth, they wanted to punish him, but didn't know how to. And the Roman Empire understood that if they judged this man wrong, it could be their heads. So what they did is they let the people decide, figuring if people pass the judgment, they won't fall victim to the law of the Most High, not realizing that you can't do it that way either. And even in the scriptures, the Messiah talked about that the people who sent you to do this, they got the greater judgment. Just because they put you to do the judging doesn't mean that you get punished more. So the reason why they make jurors come in and do decide your fate is because they're putting it all in their hands. Like the whole thing, judge not lest you be judged. So they put other people to do all the judging while all the big shots in the courtroom figure, well, we didn't judge nobody, the people did. You get it? Even till today, they're still doing that because, the United States is still the Roman Empire. And the same practices are happening right now. They let you do the jury work. That's why most of you get letters saying you got to report for jury duty. And the only way you could get out of it is if you are biased. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way they'll be like, nah, we can't let you sit on trial. We need somebody that don't really got no issues. But you're going to have jurors that had family members that been through this kind of trauma, had family members that were sex trafficked, and they're gonna act like they didn't have no issues. They're gonna act like, well, I never had no problems with this, so I'm not gonna tell them that I have family members that suffered like this. I'm gonna act like it don't exist. That way they could be on the trial, so they could punish Diddy. So now the woman in question, based on the report, it says the primary issues that have come up so far involve whether people or someone they know have experienced sexual assault or other trauma. Already one juror has been excluded because she said a family member had experienced a trauma that would not allow her to be impartial in this case. So that woman was ready. She was ready to say, look, I'm done. Where Diddy at? We putting him away. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what's going on with this stream. Ain't nobody here. This is absolutely crazy. It says 36 people is here, but there's nobody here. I don't know what's going on with YouTube lately, but it's been totally bugging out. And if I'm just going to be talking to myself, I'm just going to end the damn stream. Like, seriously, because I don't see nobody here. And it's strange. As soon as I started the stream, it says the live stream is offline. And I'm looking at the screen, and it was like for like 1 minute, it said offline. But I'm online and I'm streaming. But it's been very weird for the past 2 weeks, where it's like I would go live and nobody's there. Nobody's in the chat. Nobody's around. And I'm like, is something weird going on YouTube? Am I the only content creator experiencing this type of stuff? Because it's kind of crazy. So I'll just continue and continue my reports for the rest of the day. So I don't know what YouTube is doing behind the scenes, but that's not going to stop me from continuing to do this content. I'm going to keep that pressure on. You know, what do you mean by don't be surprised if some of these videos disappear? You sound crazy. Disappear for what? Did you come in here to add value, or you come here to promote fear? Because I'm gonna have to pack you up. We don't promote fear over here, dog. So you're blocked forever. Over here, we focus on positive energy. We focus on, justice for the hurt. We don't focus on promoting fear and, other stupid stuff. So to come in here and say, don't be surprised if some of your videos disappear, you're the devil. And the only one that disappeared was you. Right? Because, you gotta spot these devils when they come to your platform. You know what I'm saying? You gotta spot them real quick, because I know how the devil works. The devil operate through fear. And anytime I see people operate by fear, or they utter words of fear and they talk negative, that's the devil. That's not of God. So I already know that that's a demon, right? So let me see. Pamela says, I can hear you. Great. Okay. It's interesting. You can hear me, but a lot of people can't. A lot of people are just not even here, which is strange. With a case like this, that is headline news, you would think people would be interested in the content, but it's as if though YouTube purposely hides my content when I go live, as if though I'm not supposed to be talking about Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole system is rigged on YouTube. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but the content creators that are not really talented or creative, they get all the views. And the content creators that actually add value to the platform, that speak truth, that are able to report on stories and make sense, it's as if though they're invisible on social media. Only a few of you get to see me. Whereas the majority of people that are even subscribed to my channel don't even know I'm live. I got people that send me messages. They're like, bro, I don't even see your videos, bro. Anytime you go live, I never get notifications. Nothing never happened. Where your videos at? Dag, where you been, bro? And I'm like, bro, I'm here every day. Like, bro, I don't even see no videos. So at the end of the day, it's YouTube that is behind this conspiracy to shadow ban certain platforms, keep their numbers down. I don't know what kind of punishment is going on, but that's not stopping the momentum, because all that does is going to continue to motivate me and keep me afloat in terms of talking about these stories. So I'm gonna probably do stories like this all day, just brief little updates, and just keep the people informed on what's going on. So one juror been excluded because she said she's not going to be impartial. She said, listen, one of my family members suffered. I'm here to throw Diddy under the bus. And, all I got to say is that Diddy is going to prison for life. I already done told you that. So you already know the verdict before it even start. Diddy is going to prison for life, everyone. The history of you being a juror it goes way back. into the days of old, where men, in terms of judges and rulers in that time, they didn't want God to judge them, but they knew, according to biblical law, that if you judge someone, you will be judged more severely. So what the courts did in the Roman Empire, they would set up the people as jurors. They would set up the people to decide your fate. So when they do jury selection, they want you to believe that they want jurors that are impartial, but that's all BS. The jurors that they really want are jurors that want to see you fry. Don't get it twisted. When the news report that they already sent one juror home because she said a family member experienced trauma and, she can't be impartial in the case, they did that just for the public to make it seem like Diddy is getting a fair trial. What you gotta understand is when they send her home, that is to let all the other jurors know that, hey, you better not tell the court that you have family members that have this trauma or you experience any of this, because we're going to send you home. Don't tell us this. Just keep it quiet. We want you guys to be jurors, but we don't want you to confess that you have trauma and relatives that suffered. Because if you think about this, guys, every one of our families have suffered something regarding the case of Diddy. In every one of our families, we can find somebody that had been abused sexually, somebody that was raped, somebody that was assaulted, somebody that dealt with physical abuse, extorted. In every one of our families, we have victims. So there is no such thing as finding a jury of his peers that could be impartial. So when they set up jury selection, you got to understand that that is a play so that the jury can do the judging, so the judges and the people, the attorneys and everybody else can feel like we didn't do nothing wrong. The people decided on this situation. In other words, if Diddy go to prison for life, that's the will of the people, not the court. Are you getting it? I need you to understand the history of jury selection. That's what it's for. During the Roman Empire, if you go back into the scriptures, those of you that are biblically sound, when they judged the Messiah, they made the people do the judging. And I remember in the scriptures, one particular person was concerned and the Messiah was like, don't worry. It's not you that's going to get the major judgment. It's the people who put you folks to judge me. So you got to be very careful when you do jury duty, because when you do jury duty, they're putting you in a position to execute someone else. So the blood could be on your hands. You think you're doing a good job, but they put you there to be the judge. It's really twisted, but they believe that by you rendering this verdict, it's not the court that did it. It's not the judge. It's not the attorneys. It's the people. So again, if we look back, it says the primary issue that have come up so far involving whether people or someone they know have experienced a sexual assault or trauma or other trauma. Already one juror has been excluded because she said a family member had experienced a trauma that would not allow her to be impartial in this case. Every juror so far has already seen headlines about the allegations against Diddy. An indication of the extremely high-profile nature of the case, several has said that would not prevent them from being impartial as a juror in this trial. We are likely to hear from several more jurors this morning before we break for lunch. So one juror has already been kicked out because they were ready to throw Diddy under the bus. So think about how many other jurors have that same mentality, but they're not going to admit. Remember, and a lot of y'all know what I'm talking about, man. Come on. Everybody just stop it, man. Just Be real. Be a human for once, man, and stop being fake. A lot of you that had to do jury duty, you didn't even want to go to jury duty, man. You was like, man, I got to go to work, man. I don't got no time for this. And you just lied and said, man, I got somebody that got killed. They got shot the other day. And they was like, oh, nope, we can't have you here. You got to go. And that's how you got off. That's how people get off jury duty. They lie. They be like, yeah, man, I got a relative that was kidnapped and killed. And when they hear that you had some sort of trauma or relatives, they don't let you join the trial or the case. So once the other jurors, remember, I think they got to go through 150 jurors and get down. They have to narrow it down to 12. Now, why 12? Because it goes back to the 12 disciples. It goes back to the 12 disciples. Everything goes back to number 12. You got to understand history, man. This is one big play. You know, it happens all the time, guy. You know, all the time. So here's the deal. Because of that one juror that got kicked out, all the other jurors that experienced trauma or family members that been assaulted sexually, they're not going to say that, you know, hey, I have family that suffered. They're not going to say it. You know why? They want to put Diddy away. If you really think when they do jury selection that you're getting a fair trial, you better think again. You better think again, y'all. When they do jury selection, listen, it's to take you and throw you under the bus. It's not for you to go home. Diddy is going to prison for life. All the people that's on that jury have to be hand selected to put him away. You understand? Because when they put him away, it's not the judge that did it. It's not the attorney that did it. It's the people. The jurors represent the people. Nobody could be impartial, guys. Come on now, let's stop playing games. How could a courtroom in a high-profile case pick 12 people and say, hey, guys, we want all of y'all to be impartial regarding this situation? Come on, man. These are human beings. These are human beings that don't follow God, that don't got no religious background, no morals, no values, and you're expecting them to be impartial? Wake up, bro. If I'm on trial for some damn murder and they put 12 people there to judge me, I'm finished. I am not putting my trust in the court system. Anybody that believes that the court system is going to be fair, you could forget about it, man. When they want to put you in prison, they're going to put you in prison, but it got to be legally. So they go through this process. Diddy is done. I don't even know why they doing this spectacle on social media, on the TV, in the media. It don't make no sense. Just put the man in prison because he's going to prison for life, y'all. First of all, he avoided the plea deal that the feds gave him. Let me see if I got that tape. I don't know if I still got it. Let me see if I still got it.
Good morning to you, Craig. We're counting this as day one of P. Diddy's sex trafficking trial. This is after he turned down a plea deal with the feds.
He turned down a plea deal with the feds, guys. He turned down a plea deal with the feds. So you listen, there is no escape if you turn down a plea deal with the feds. You're not going nowhere, guys. Once you turn down the plea deal that the feds give you, it's over. Remember Nature Boy, the Nature Boy trial. That dude was supposed to do like, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but Nature Boy was supposed to do like 5 years, y'all. Do anybody have the actual numbers of what Nature Boy was supposed to do? I think it was 5 years with the deal. He was supposed to be like 5 or 7 years or 9 years. It was between 5 to 9 years, guys. If you go back to Nature Boy's trial, that Eligio guy, that the one that be in the jungle claiming he's God and he got 1,000 wives, they gave him a deal that said, look, we're going to give you a short time, just go serve some time in prison, cool off a little bit, and then you'll be free to go. That man said, nah, I'm going to fight this thing. And they sent him away for life. life in prison. Let me see if I can find it, man, because that guy's an idiot, bro. Let me see. Nature Boy plea deal. Let me see what that was about. I don't know if it'll come up. Yeah, he turns down the plea deal. Let me look at this video real quick. Give me a minute. Let me see. Let me let this ad play first and kind of let this thing play in the background and see what happens. Because I want to know exactly how much time he was supposed to do.
Today, in the trial of an accused cult leader in DeKalb County, prosecutors say Eligio Bishop raped one of his followers, then posted explicit videos of the woman online.
Fox 5's Tyler Fingert has been in the courtroom all day today. He's live at the DeKalb County Courthouse with the night's new information. Tyler?
Yeah, Tom, good evening.
And I'm just letting you guys hear the audio. I'm not putting the video on the screen.
It's been nearly 2 years since the victim says she was raped by an alleged cult leader. Today, she faced him in court as the first witness in his rape trial.
When I was there, I was definitely, I would say, brainwashed.
The woman who claims she was raped by Eligio Bishop detailed in court for the first time what she says it was like to be a member of his alleged cult, Carbon Nation.
And you know what's so crazy about this, guys? With the case with Eligio Bishop, right? The woman that pretty much was testifying against him is a damn joke, guys. Anybody that been following their mess on social media, she was with the program, y'all. That woman was with the program. When I tell you, she's a fraud, she's a liar, everything about the trial. That's how I know the court case and the court system it's just jokes, bro. It's absolutely jokes. And now here's the thing. I'm not defending Eligio Bishop. He's a devil. My point is the woman that was testifying against him is a dog. She's a damn joke because she was technically with another guy, right? She was supposed to be another guy's wife that was with that cult, and she left him to get with Eligio because Eligio was banging all the women in that cult. She left a good brother that had a lot of love for her, because I exposed this many years ago, guys. I've been following their whole journey, and I've been exposing them over and over and over. The woman who testified against Nature Boy, they put her to do that to send him away, guys. And now she's supposed to be messing around with one of the other dudes that was in that cult. I don't know if she's still with him, but this woman been having kids by all these ninjas. She's a damn joke, bro. It's totally embarrassing how the system is set up, man.
She says she was with his group for 3 stints and says things started off fine, but eventually she noticed violent outbursts.
No. Oh, listen, everything the news media is publishing is a damn lie. I got all the videos, guys. The woman that was with Eligio was on camera kissing women, having sex with women, doing everything free will. Nobody forced her. She was just doing these things, guys. She was doing these things and nobody was forcing her. No one. And it's just sad to see how she turned against him and lied. And the only reason why she turned against him, if I could just let you know, is because she wanted him for herself. Anybody that been following the Nature Boy saga, we know Nature Boy was evil. We know he's crazy. We know that already. But let's be real. That woman was not innocent. That woman was not innocent. She turned on him because she got tired of him having all of these wives. She wanted him for self. She wanted him for self. You understand? I got video after video. I could prove all of these things. I already did back in the day. Where you see her on camera making out with other women and Nature Boy like, yeah, kiss her. And she go and she do it. And I'm like, what? What the hell is she doing this for? Because she wanted to. She liked women. You know what I mean? Nature Boy was having sex with the boys, with the men and the women. The men and the women. We got video of Nature Boy confessing that he liked men too. Those women were sick. All those women that were dating Nature Boy knew what kind of man he was. There was no, oh, I was being abused. I was raped. I was this. All of that is a damn lie. That's why, fam, I tell you, a lot of you brothers, man, be very careful when you have a lot of women around you, bro. They will lie, bro. They will lie, and the courts will believe them. Now, the courts wanted to get rid of Nature Boy because he was on YouTube being reckless. He was on YouTube being reckless. He was against the government. He was against a lot of stuff, and they wanted to put him away. But like I said, I can't find that plea deal thing. Let me just let the tape play a little bit more and see what happens.
When she tried to leave the group for the final time, she says Bishop asked to sleep with her one more time.
He basically was trying to convince me to sleep with him.
And how did you respond to that?
I said no.
She says she told him no repeatedly before finally relenting and saying okay.
I felt like I couldn't leave in that moment because I felt restricted.
During opening statements, prosecutors painted Bishop as a man who held all the power in the group, and he posted sexually explicit videos of her as an act of revenge for leaving. The defense denies the allegations and says everything was consensual and that this is a he said, she said situation.
Everything was actually consensual, ladies and gentlemen. Everything regarding the Bishop Eligio case was consensual. That's why I'm saying it's sick how everything turned out with that guy. Even though he was a guy that I don't agree with, and I felt that he was treating those women like trash, all of those women signed up, guys. Listen, anybody that been following the case with Nature Boy, you've seen many women come and go, and they willingly signed up. He would literally tell women, hey, come join Carbon Nation. And they would come and leave their family, leave their kids. The very same woman left her father, got pregnant, and her father ended up dying. Her father used to beg her to leave Nature Boy alone, and she never did. That's why I'm telling you, a lot of the stuff y'all listening to here is all lies.
You'll hear, again from the former members, that this defendant had his choice of the women in the group. It was understood. Nobody said no to the king. To God.
She described making love. And we're all 14 of you guys.
I'm going to download the video so I can put them on the screen because I feel like I'm leaving y'all out of the mix. So let me download those videos and put them on the screen. Let me do that real quick. Give me a minute, guys, so I can put this out there because I'm trying to prove a point with what's going on with the Diddy case. In order to understand the Diddy case, we got to understand all these other things that's been going on because it's already rigged. The jury is rigged. Diddy is going away for life, right? He's done. They announced that one juror been sent home, and they kicked that person out the court because they're partial in judgment, which means they have a personal bias. They're against Diddy, and they're done. You know, if you're now joining in, this was reported by Madeline Halpert, I believe. My apologies if I pronounced the name wrong, but she's reporting from the court. She says the primary issues that have come up so far involve whether people or someone they know have experienced a sexual assault or other trauma. Already, one juror has been excluded because she said a family member had experienced a trauma that would not allow her to be impartial in this case. So what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? That juror was ready to throw Diddy away. That juror don't want to hear nothing. They just want to see Diddy rot. Why? Because they had a family member that suffered something similar. So now you got to think about this. How many other jurors that are being selected, right, seen her get sent home because of what she said? And guess what they're going to do? They're going to say nothing. They're going to hold their tongue so they could be selected for the jury. That's how they do it. They want jurors that don't like you. If you think that when you go to trial, that they are looking for jurors that are impartial, that would hear both sides, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, man? Stop. No. When you go to court and you are on trial, they bring in people that want to see you die, bro. That's why everybody that you see go on trial, it's always an issue. You know what I mean? It's either it's rigged to get you free or it's rigged to get you in prison forever. It's one or the other, guys. So basically, one juror was excluded because she said a family member had experienced a trauma that would not allow her to be impartial. And this is how people judge people today. People judge me because of things they experience. There are people that will watch my videos, hear me talk about something. They'll get offended and hate me. Why? Because of trauma they experience. That's how the world works, ladies and gentlemen. That's how the world works. People will judge you based off what they dealt with in the past. A woman will get with a new man, dating a new man, and she would judge that man if that man show any signs that remind her of her previous relationship because of trauma. We all have family members that experience trauma. We have family members that either been raped, sexually assaulted, abused, whether verbally, physically, domestic abuse. Some of you have family members that have been trafficked. You have family members that was forced involved in drugs and various other crimes. So how do you find a juror or select 12 jurors that are impartial? It's impossible because every last one of us have family members that suffered. Every last one of us, man. You can't find a jury that's impartial. That's a joke. I laugh when I hear that stuff. They got to go through 150 people. Why 150? Why 150? And how did they select those people? It's all a play, guys. It's all one big play. They're looking for 12 special jurors that will cook Diddy. That's what they're looking for. 12. Now, some could say, well, they want 12 that want to see him fry, and not 12, 6 that want to see him fry, and 6 that want to see him go free. Sometimes they rig the case that way. But in this case with Diddy, there's too much evidence, too much proof, too many allegations. This man ain't going home. Even if Diddy got off free, who's doing business with Diddy? Nobody. No record companies, no distributors, no products, no brands. Nobody is doing any business with Diddy. Diddy would have to leave America and go start a life in another country. Nobody trying to work with him. He can't be in no movies. Hollywood would never work with him. Nobody. Nobody would work with this guy, guys. You know? So he's pretty much done. Let me see. Let me check out these videos. Give me a minute. Let's see. Let me go to this video thing here and get this up. All right. So let me see. Okay. All right. So let's check out some of these videos, man, because the Eligio videos play a clear role in what's going on with Diddy, right? So let me see if I can do this real quick. Let me see. A couple of these videos I want to play for you and show you this because the situation with Nature Boy and Diddy is pretty much the same thing. Diddy was a cult leader, man. People feared him. He had too much power. Too much. But let's go into, let's see, which one? Is this the one with that Solar guy? Yeah. Let me let you see this, guys. Matter of fact, I'll save that for last. I'll save that one for last. And make sure you hit the like button as you come into the show because the live stream started off real bad. I was here talking and nobody was here. But let me put this up here. Let me get the volume up. And let's kind of break down all of this stuff and see how it ties in with Diddy, right? So now this is the Eligio case, right? And I'm trying to show you how he got a plea deal that would have let him get about 5. I don't have the correct number. Maybe one of y'all said it in the chat. I'm not really focused on the chat, but I think the plea deal they were giving him, he was supposed to get about 5 years, 5 to 7 years, and they end up giving him life because he turned it down.
Today in the trial of an accused cult leader in DeKalb County. Prosecutors say Eligio Bishop raped one of his followers, then posted explicit videos of the woman online.
Fox 5's Tyler Fingert has been in the courtroom all day today. He's live at the DeKalb County Courthouse with the night's new information. Tyler?
Yeah, Tom, good evening to you. It's been nearly 2 years since the victim says she was By an alleged cult leader. Today, she faced him in court as the first witness in his rape trial.
When I was there, I was definitely, I would say, brainwashed.
The woman who claims she was raped by Eligio Bishop detailed in court for the first time what she says it was like to be a member of his alleged cult, Carbon Nation. She says she was with his group for 3 stints and says things started off fine, but eventually she noticed violent outbursts. When she tried to leave the group for the final time, she says Bishop asked to sleep with her one more time.
He basically was trying to convince me to sleep with him.
And how did you respond to that?
I said no.
She says she told him no repeatedly before finally relenting and saying okay.
I felt like I couldn't leave in that moment because I felt restricted.
During opening statements, prosecutors painted Bishop as a man who held all the power in the group, and he posted sexually explicit videos of her as an act of revenge for leaving. The defense denies the allegations and says everything was consensual and that this is a he said, she said situation.
You will hear, again from the former members, that this defendant had his choice of the women in the group. It was understood. Nobody said no to the king. To God.
She described making love. And we're all 14 of you guys are adults. You know there's a wide discrepancy from someone making love versus someone being raped.
The victim says during the alleged assault, she felt powerless and had no choice.
He said, shut up. You're my property. You're not going anywhere.
Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, as messed up as it seemed with the case with Nature Boy, listen to me very carefully. Nature Boy is a dirty guy. He's crazy. He have his own cult, his own belief system. That's my opinion of that guy. At the same time, I can tell you, all of those women that are on there talking about that man, they lied. They lied, guys. I'm telling you, I got all the videos. I seen their lifestyle. These women consented to that lifestyle. All of them. They just turned against him.
And the prosecution has started introducing sexually explicit video that they say were posted without her consent.
Now, you can't do that. You can't post videos of a woman that you're messing with online against her, you can't do that. You cannot do that, guys. Don't ever get caught up in that situation. You'll get in major trouble.
The victim calls them humiliating. If convicted, Bishop faces up to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Now, again, he faces up to life, but they gave him a deal and he turned it down. So when this was going on, they already went to trial. They already went to the court process. He was going to just do like 5 years. Because think about this. How does a man serve life in prison, guys? We've seen cases where people murdered people and got less time. So when they send you away for life as a black man, this is not like normal stuff. We get punished way more as black men in America. There's no doubt about it. The system is rigged against black men. Even if, some of us are degenerates and do evil, you might say, yeah, but we deserve it. But if you really think about it, man, black people in general, we get punished way more severe in the court system. There's no mercy at all for us, right? None at all.
We're live in DeKalb County tonight. Tyler Fingert, Fox 5 News.
Disturbing test.
So now let me show you another video here. Give me a minute, right? So again, if you're now joining in, we were talking about the situation with the Diddy trial, and one juror been kicked out of the court, basically because she is partial in judgment. She's basically said that, hey, she have a family member that had experienced a trauma that would not allow her to be impartial in the case. So basically, she just told the court to their face, look, I want Diddy in prison for life. You know what I mean? They kicked her out. But that doesn't mean that the court is trying to rid itself of people like her. The court system is rigged, y'all. Diddy is going to prison for life. I guarantee you, bro. I guarantee you. It's already set up. It's going to listen, he's being made an example of. You have never seen anybody in the music industry that is black, rich, and powerful put in a situation like this. Never. This is a personal situation. Diddy done messed up bad, and he stepped on some toes that he wasn't supposed to step on. Serious, bro. You know, it's just really, really sick. But let me get these other videos up, man. Let me get these other videos up because I'm trying to show you guys how sick that Nature Boy trial was, man. It was really, really sick, and I need for people to really see what's happening with this, man. Give me a minute here. Okay, so I showed you that one. Now let me show you this one, right? Let's go to this one. Let me get the volume on the screen so we can take you through a little history, because all the women that were down with Nature Boy all agreed to the lifestyle. They all agreed. There was no, oh, he took advantage of me. You know, I was violated. Stop the lies, please. Stop the lies. Anybody that followed them online, you knew exactly what went down. Let's go.
The wife of a reported cult leader wants to tell her side of the story.
The wife of a cult leader. The wife.
And it's an interview you only see on 11 Alive. Eligio Bishop, also known as Nature Boy, is still in jail, facing charges that also include rape. His wife tells our Paula Soro he forced her to marry him after 3 years of knowing each other.
No. Wow. Yo, I'm telling you guys, see, as a content creator, I'm so knowledgeable about what's going on that I know that the media is garbage. Like the news media lies every day, guys, every single day. Those that follow this case know good and well. Nobody forced that woman to marry Eligio. She left her good man to be with him.
I feel that now looking back, I feel that I fell in love with an idea.
She fell in love with an idea. Did you get that? Does that sound like somebody was forced?
Because he pretended to be someone that he wasn't.
Behind this smiling face, Velvet Marquez faced her hardest years next to Eligio Bishop.
He literally held me hostage. He took all of my identification, my passport, my birth certificate, my social, my bank cards, everything, you name it, medical documentations.
She says Bishop, the leader of the so-called cult Carbon Nation, went from spoiling her to abusing her when she got pregnant.
I was forced to engage in sexual activity that I did not want to do.
That's a lie. Ladies and gentlemen, I got videotapes that show this woman doing things that she wanted to do with other women. This woman would engage in orgies. This woman would engage in kissing other women on camera. All of these things I exposed back in the days, guys. This woman is a fraud, like 100%. She lied and lied and lied. And this is how sick the world is, man.
Was still strangled on multiple occasions. So I had to
Now, this guy was her original man. That was her original man when she got into Carbon Nation. You understand? That's her original man. I forgot his name. Anybody know his name? Because I did a video on his situation because his heart was broken when she left. You know what I'm saying? His heart was broken. I did videos on everything back in the days regarding this case. That was her original man, and she left him for Nature Boy. Dude didn't even get to impregnate her. The whole time he was messing with her, Nature Boy was smashing Shorty on the sidelines, bro. Real talk. Dude didn't even know that his man's Nature Boy was smashing his chick on the side. All of this happened back in the days, bro. That's why I keep telling you, brothers, you better watch with them dudes you hang with because they be wanting to smash your chick.
On multiple occasions, so I had to willingly engage in these sexual activities.
This woman used to walk around naked, guys, on camera. Naked in their videos. They used to post their videos on various other websites. She would be walking around naked, guys, naked. So all this talk about sexual abuse and blah, 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 it's a damn lie. This woman is a liar. You understand? Her father used to beg her, get out of that cult, get out. But she was under strong mind control until her father grew sick and died. Anybody that know the story know this woman is a fraud.
Because of to keep myself safe. He would abuse me in front of the women.
She had their daughter in 2019, and a year and a half later, she says he forced her to legally marry him in a Las Vegas chapel.
I tell you, man, this woman is full of crap, bro. So he forced you now? After you left your other dude. And now, man, I tell you,
There was no medical attention given to us. So when I actually went into labor,
she said there was no medical attention given to them. Ladies and gentlemen, if you follow these people, they didn't believe in medical attention. They didn't believe in medicines. They didn't believe in going to the hospital. They believe that everything is nature, hence nature boy.
I had to be rushed to the hospital 2 hours away.
For years, the cult would drive and settle across Central America. Velvet says Bishop lived off of other members' PPP loans and life savings.
Well, that's true. He did live off of everybody's money, guys. Just like the Christian church take all the money from the congregants, it is very true. The people financed it, Eligio Bishop's lifestyle. You had one guy that gave him over $300,000. I made a video about that. The dude got on camera and said, yeah, I gave Eligio $300,000 of his life savings. It's sick.
She gave him her $3,000 college fund, while others gave tens of thousands of dollars. And after 4 tries, she successfully ran away with their daughter with no money but hope.
My child is important. I don't understand how anybody could leave their child to be with him or to go live with him.
Again, guys, do not feel sorry for this woman. This woman was getting passed around at that camp, at that cult. All the guys were getting it in with her, guys. Do not feel sorry for her. She's a liar. A liar. A liar, liar, liar. It is sick when people lie on people.
And we've been following this story closely since his arrest.
Now, let me put up this next video, and then we're going to get back to the Diddy case, because I'm trying to tie all of this stuff in so you can understand how these cases work, where people lie and how they use social media to paint negative images of who you are. Right now, check this out here, gang. Check this out.
So I went
right now. Let me get the volume going. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, Where is that? All right. Now, those of you that have been following the case, you know that that guy there is called Solar, right? But now, who is Solar fucking right now? Oh, isn't that Eligio's woman? Do you see what's going on? Now, this guy that you see sitting here used to sit around while she was allegedly being abused. So why would she get with this guy now? Why would she go get with this guy and you know, dwell with him? And look at Nature Boy's daughter right there. You see Nature Boy's daughter? And if I'm correct, that other child, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but is that Solar's baby? Is that Solar's baby? Did she go and have another child for another one of these creeps at this cult? Because that's what the case is here, fam. Let's get into this tape.
So I went to the group. You guys understand the pretense of me before the group, and now I'm going to the group and what I kind of went through in the group. She's the cult leader's wife the whole time. Like, if there's any woman that's ever been with Eligio that is off limits.
That is off limits.
It's her.
It's her. But he got with her. You know why? Because he always wanted to smash her. He always wanted to smash her, guys. Right? I'm not going to go through the whole video. I want to just get to some of the parts here.
Knowing why, we just know he really likes her. She's on the way. You know, she's pregnant by him by the time I meet her. She's already like 6 months, 7 months in already. And I'm like, it's like 6 months in already. And, you know, this little one isn't even here yet.
Imagine this, guys. You're in prison serving life. Your baby mama get with the next man. He's smashing your baby mama. This is a clear example of what goes on every single day.
And, yeah, she's a cult leader's wife. I have to study her day in, day out.
You see that? He had to study her day in, day out. Are y'all seeing that? He had to study her day in, day out. Ain't that sick? That's crazy, man.
So I went to the group. You guys understand?
And it's a short clip. That clip was like just 16 seconds. Wait, no, it's 16 minutes or 16 seconds. Did I turn it off? I think I turned it off by mistake.
And the pretense, I'm thinking they're students. I'm not. I'm thinking I'm going with the elites, the best of the best. They all know. They all know. And it's not that. So, yeah, I get there, start thinking she's crazy. I'm seeing her beat her a couple times. One of my first times really even interacting with her, having a moment to share with her, was her passing her my favorite towel that I've always been carrying with me for years. That's a maroon blood red towel. And like giving it to her to wipe the blood off of her face from him smacking the shit out of her. Like,
wow. Notice what he just said. He was there watching her smack the crap out of her. Y'all know that other dude that's on YouTube that keep talking about P. Diddy. What is his name is? Gene something. What is this? Billy Jean? Whatever that Gene character who's supposed to be some security or bouncer or whatever the crap is. He's a damn fraud. I don't know why you guys listen to this guy. This guy knows everything about Diddy. He know who Diddy abused. He know who was what. He's a damn joke guy. Yeah, Gene Deal. He's a damn fraud, guys. Gene Deal belong in prison with Diddy. Why? Because he's just like Solar. That's why I'm trying to do all of this. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, when I do this content, you got to pay attention to how I'm moving the cards. I'm trying to show you Gene Deal is the equivalent of that guy on the screen right there. He was there when Diddy was abusing everyone. He was there when everybody was being trafficked. He was there when everybody was getting on drugs. He was there where the Diddy oil was being passed around. He saw everything but did nothing about it.
And let me say this. It's like, I'm saying certain things, but I don't know if she gonna speak on certain things. I'm gonna say certain things. That's what I experienced.
Perspective.
That's when I gave my child her the first time. This is out of the country. You know what I'm saying? We in the middle of the road. There's no police around. It's like, what you gonna do?
Yeah.
And that was kind of like the message to her that from him was like, I could kill you.
This dude was there when Nature Boy allegedly was abusing her, but he didn't do nothing. You know why? Because he was scared of Nature Boy. Listen, all of these guys that you see there on the screen, all of them are on the rainbow side. Do not think for a minute that this is a masculine man. These type of dudes that was following Nature Boy was having sex with these men. Do not believe that these men are men. They're not. These men would massage this man's feet, rub his legs, rub his back. All of this stuff is documented in videos, guys.
Like I could kill you, and I'm not knowing she's living with this a lot. This is me barely getting to know. I'm thinking that this is just some toxic shit. She probably tripping. He's this great guy in our view already, and there's other women who he could be dealing with. So why would he be invoking this in you? Like, you're tripping. And so I'm like feeling bad for her. After getting known for a while, I remember
the truth is he always wanted to smash, bro. This is why you ladies need to be careful with these ninjas out here, because a lot of them, they know you got a man, right? They see you, but at the same time, they want to hit it. They want to smash. They want to pipe you down. That's the whole thing. Look at the way he looking at her. He always wanted to get with Velvet. Always. You know what I mean? Always. But he wasn't man enough because he couldn't deal with Nature Boy. He couldn't. Listen, if Nature Boy was free, Nature Boy would probably knock him out. And he knows that. The only reason why he's talking and doing interviews now is because he know that Nature Boy was locked up. I'm telling you, man, people be gaining all this strength and confidence when people in prison.
One time we had to give our opinions about them, where we were giving like praises or something. And I remember I was on my knee, and I'm like, Leo, you're like Father Nature. I give him a good cliche thing, but I'm like, with you, Velvet, you're my mom, you're my sister, like put together, and my dad, like put together. She has the same scar as my dad. She looks like
I don't think y'all heard what he said. He got on his knees and started to praise Nature Boy. He got on his knees and started to praise Nature Boy. Then he started to talk about Velvet being his mom and his dad. Do you see what kind of sick nonsense these people were into?
The same sign as my mother, acts just like my mother, and just like my sister. And she actually kind of like, to me, she looks like all of them put together. You know what I mean? And it's just nuts. And I told her, I said that, and this is very early. They're a thing at this time. I'm not. I'm just a humble, servant. And
you heard what he just said? He was a servant of Nature Boy.
I'm telling her, you look like Mother Nature. You look like,
He worships her, guys.
Just so godly, like the moon, like the spirit, essence of a mother.
And what you have to understand, guys, is the Velvet lady is dealing with a lot of trauma. She's been broken, violated, abused, but this is something she willfully did herself. A lot of times when you have women that get with these kind of guys, they put themselves in these circumstances and then play the victim when things don't go their way. How you gonna get with another guy and have his baby when he was there when you were being abused and he ain't help you? That's how it is. Women develop an attraction for these kind of men and a preference for men that are abusive. I don't know who she's with now, but I guarantee you she's even worse now. You know what I mean? But now I don't even want to play no more of this video. I might review that video another time. Let's talk back about with the Diddy situation. Now, Let me see. Let me go back to the live updates and see what's going on. Let me open up this real quick and see what they're saying now. Okay, we got another update. Let's see what we got here. What is this? Okay, let me put this on the screen. We got another update that came in at 12:44. 12:44. Let's get this update on the screen. Be sure to click the like button if you're now joining in. We're talking about the Diddy trial jury selection. One particular juror was pretty much sent home because she was pissed off. She said that she had a family member that was abused, and she can't be impartial in regards to the case. She said she's done. Like, hey, bring Diddy. We need to send him to prison. You know what I mean? And they kicked her out real quick. They said, nope, you can't be a part of the trial. So now moving on. We got a new update. This is fresh off the presses. This just came in out of the ovens of the court. Let's see what we got. Lawyers try to remove juror who works in media. Uh-oh, what is going on in the courtroom, guys? This is crazy. Let's see what's going on. Lawyers try to remove juror who works in the media. Court breaks for lunch soon. And so far, we've heard from about a dozen of the jurors that could decide Diddy's fate. See what I mean about the jurors deciding your fate? How come the judge don't decide your fate? Think about what I just said, ladies and gentlemen. How come court don't just work where the judge just decide your fate? See, they want the jurors to do it so that the judgment falls on the jurors, just like they did in the Roman Empire. It says the defense is trying to weed out folks who have too much awareness of the rapper and the allegations against him. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. How you gonna weed out? Yo, I tell you, man, let's just park the car right there, because that's the dumbest thing I ever heard, ever. Are y'all listening to this mess? They said the defense is trying to weed out folks who have too much awareness of the rapper and the allegations against him. The whole United States know about Diddy, the allegations, and everything regarding this case. Come on now. Everybody knows about this case. How could you weed out people? How? Everybody know about Diddy's situation. They just moved to dismiss one woman who works at HBO, an American media company, which incidentally released a documentary called The Fall of Diddy. The woman didn't say she had seen or heard about the documentary at her work, and the judge overruled the defense's attempt to remove her. So it's just probably a hot mess, bro. It's a hot mess in the court, bro. This is absolutely crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Lawyers try to remove juror who works in media. Listen, if y'all think that Diddy is walking, first of all, everybody that's watching the Diddy trial is waiting to see him fall. Everybody. Everybody is waiting for the judgment. Nobody is waiting to see him walk free. Everybody is waiting to see Diddy fall. People enjoy stuff like this. Really. There are people that have been traumatized, victimized, hurt, and when they hear about men like him that's worth millions and millions of dollars, bro, they're like, we want to see you fall, bro. So this case is going to be very, very interesting, man. Very, very interesting. He should have took the plea deal. Now, I don't know how much time. Do anybody know how much time Diddy would have got if he would have took the plea deal? Do anybody know those numbers? Because that's something that we need to really talk about to see if it was worth it. You know, let me do another Google and see what happened. How many years Diddy would do with plea deal? Let me see. Trying to see what he would have did. While a plea deal could potentially reduce the overall sentence, it's impossible to predict the exact number of years without knowing the details of the negotiation. Yeah, I don't know what the deal was. I don't know if they released that to the public. They probably didn't because, you know, with such a high profile case like this, they probably never released that information. But for him to pretty much turn it down, it probably means that he probably didn't feel he could do the time. I told y'all in my first initial videos regarding this case that Diddy can't survive in prison. Diddy wouldn't be able to survive in prison. He won't be able to survive. Like right now, he's not in prison yet. He's in jail. So he's not really tucked away somewhere. But this man won't be able to make it. Even if he tried. It's not gonna work for him. You know? Let's see what we got. Okay. So that's from the wait, what's this? Okay. Yeah. All right, so let me bring this here. Yeah, so Diddy is not going to be able to go home after this particular case when they select all 12. Once they get all 12 jurors, they're going to put Diddy to rest, literally. Because they want people that's going to be partial in judgment, not impartial. They want you to believe that they want people that are impartial. How could you get a bunch of people on a case that don't even know nothing about Diddy, that don't know about the allegations, that don't know about the trafficking and the Cassie case and this and the settlements, and everybody knows about this. Everybody. How do they select these people? How? This is crazy, man. Absolutely crazy, y'all. But I don't want to be here too long. Damn, I was here for an hour? That's crazy. I didn't expect to be here for an hour. I thought I was here for a brief moment, man. I got to get out of here, man. I'm going to be back on later on. I'm going to keep y'all updated on what's going on in these streets regarding this trial. You know what I mean? Some updates. Because, you know, nobody's really giving key information but Ringo TV. You know what I'm saying? Real information. I'm not just keeping you here talking about nothing. I'm breaking things down, making you understand that the Diddy case is the Eligio Bishop case all over again. He didn't take the plea deal, and because of that, he's going to get life in prison. And Diddy should have took the plea deal. Even if he had to do 10 years, he should have took the plea deal. He could have took the plea deal, get out when he's about 63, and he would have been good to go. 63, he go retire. He got his money. He could live on an island, and he good. But he gonna serve life in prison, man. That's crazy. That's how the devil does you, man. When the devil is the one that gave you your riches, eventually you're gonna lose it all in a manner like this. So, hey, we're gonna be back later on, guys, with more content. Y'all stay tuned. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. Click the like button. And we'll be back again. All right? So we out of here, man. Y'all take care. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Ringo TV Reactions. Peace and blessings.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.